Once again, it's time to answer your questions on the Nissan Qashqai e-Power. So let's see what you've asked this time. Stephen Fitzgibbon says, check out the Qashqai page on Facebook. It's a real eye-opener. I don't know in what regard. Jason Mail, do the mirrors work? Yes. Are you able to see out of the windows? Yes. Is the accelerator pedal an on-off switch? No. Does the steering have a mind of its own? No, apart from occasionally when you get too close to a white line it has a bit of a wobble, but easily ignored. Arthur Adley, I've seen them. As a Leaf driver, I'm interested in the video. Well, hopefully you were. The full test obviously on Hubnut. Mary Jane Good, I love the colour. Yeah, it's beautiful, magnetic blue. Hugh Davis, basically it works like a diesel electric locomotive then. Well, sort of. This is a series hybrid. Most hybrids are parallel hybrids, so they can blend combustion engine with electric motor to get you down the road. Sometimes they can be electric motor only. Sometimes they'll be just a combustion engine only. But a series hybrid has an engine that's disconnected from the road wheels. So locomotives and huge heavy haulage dump trucks tend to do it because otherwise the gearing just becomes a nightmare. Because you don't have to gear an electric motor. You can have gears, but generally you have one gear, and the engine will pull from no revs all the way up to its maximum operating speed, which generally is the operating window you want. So that's why it's used a lot in anything that's doing really heavy haulage will have an engine driving a generator. The electricity then powers the wheels. Trains can be a bit of a mixture, depends what sort of locomotive it is. But yeah, this is a series hybrid, so the engine's separate. It only powers a generator. The Vauxhall Ampera and Chevrolet Volt claimed to be like that. In fact weren't. They blended power just like a Toyota Prius. It was because they were getting environment money from the government. They kept a bit quiet about how it actually worked and hoped people would just be baffled by the science. I take it the people in charge were. So yes, but you've got a battery, so that generator isn't powering the wheels. That generator is filling the battery that's under these front seats, 2.1 kilowatt hours, and then that battery is powering down you down the road, which means the engine can often be running at very low revs, and it's just tickling power into the battery because you might be going down the road and not using very much power. Acceleration is where you need power. If you're cruising at constant speed, you don't need very much power, so you could be doing that on quite easily on electric power. If you put your foot down, more power is needed. The engine will rev up to deliver more power, so it's chucking more into the battery so you can get more out of it. The battery itself can't supply that much power, so yeah, when you really put your foot down there's a bit of a delay before it all kicks in. So it's sort of like one of those locomotives, but not really, is my conclusion on that matter. And we're on to the next one. David Rumming says, much like the now obsolete BMW i3 Rex, the range extender. For tax purposes, I guess this is still classed as a hybrid. Well, yeah, very much. And it's sort of like the i3, but the i3 was more of an electric car with an engine that would cut in when you'd run the battery low. I mean, kind of this works the same way, but this has a much, much smaller battery. You could realistically do 50, 60 miles on pure electric power in an i3 Rex before the engine will kick in. You can force the engine to kick in if you want to bank some power for driving around cities later, but ultimately that is much more an electric car. This is more a petrol car that drives like an electric. A subtle difference, I think. Mark Easter says, interesting indeed. UK built? Yes, not only UK built, also UK designed, UK engineered. It's all done here in the UK. I have no idea who that was. Grant Frame, range, and does it have adaptive cruise? Yes, it does have adaptive cruise. It has Pro Pilot Assist. I'm just going to turn it on just because I want to look at what the range is. It's claiming a range. I've just filled it up to complete the test. So it is claiming 534 miles of range. But of course, that's fuel power. You can't plug it in. So the adaptive cruise works quite nicely. I used that. We did a run to Swansea just yesterday, and yeah, it works pretty well. Like the Kia, it starts accelerating if you indicate right for the lane change, and just like the Kia, you have to be a bit careful to watch your speed because it'll start bleeding speed off if it catches stuff up and you don't realise. So yeah, works well. Andy Kemp, no such thing as an interesting Qashqai. I beg to differ. And Phil Webb says, is it as well executed as the Vauxhall Ampera, which is also the Chevrolet Volt? I think I've covered that. In terms of driving experience, both offer that electric car driving experience, but occasionally you'll hear an engine. And the engine will kick in a lot more, but the engine's a lot quieter. You can barely hear it. Most of the time you're driving along, you haven't got a clue. Absolutely floor it, you'll hear it rev up. Around town, if you've got the windows open, you'll hear when it cuts in. But generally, you have no idea it's running. So, Jet F Doper, OMG, you are going bunkers, Ian. Am I? I just like it. Andrew McConville, been driving an e-power on Motability for 3 years, extended lease. It's a wafty barge. Absolutely. It's a lovely, refined, smooth driving experience. So makes a lot of sense. You might want to go for a Tecna on Motability because that gives you a powered tailgate. Might be a bit easier for you. I said, is it interesting? Stuart White says it really isn't. Okay, fair enough. Nick Bull, the lack of ability to plug it in is a massive oversight though. Chevrolet had it on spot on with the Volt Ampera, 14 years ago? Yeah, I will concede, but I think it's because the battery capacity is so low, but there's really no point in plugging it in. You wouldn't actually save much more because it's only 2 kilowatt hours. That is really, really tiny. Bear in mind, the original Leaf was, I think, 22 kilowatt hours. So it's very small. Electric only driving range is a handful of miles, really. Does it have buttons on a CD player? Asks Richard Charlesworth. Well, sort of. We've got buttons, which is lovely. So you can rotate your temperature and that's all good. Proper buttons. No CD player. It's all Bluetooth stuff on there. So yeah, there you go. I might as well turn it off. Why am I running the aircon when I've got the window open? It makes very, very little sense. But yeah, there's buttons. Quite a lot of buttons. Someone said it looked quite dated in here, but I don't mind it. Look, you got your coloured mood lighting up there. Nice. Gareth Bisgrove asks a difficult question. Does it actually use less fuel? Less fuel than what? What are you comparing it with? I suspect the mild hybrid, which I think has a manual gearbox, could probably beat this for fuel economy. I don't want to shoot a spoiler, it was in the full road test. The average we've seen is 47.3 mpg. Actually worked out, it was claiming 51. For the full week of testing, we've got acceleration testing, driving on fast roads around here, a bit of motorway, a bit of town driving. Overall 47 mpg. I was a bit disappointed by that. But I haven't driven the mild hybrid, so I can't really confirm. Should I get a mild hybrid on test? Maybe I should. Yeah, and that's it. That is all the questions. So thank you very much for asking your questions. What would you like to see us drive next here on Hubnut? I know we love the old cars, but we do like getting brand new cars in just to see where the game is. So let us know in the question below. Do you think we should do this format for some of our other road tests? Again, let me know down in the comments. But otherwise, thanks for watching. Bye.